Welcome to Chromium, the Mutable. As far as our opening hand goes, I like it, but we don't really have any sort of action in our hand other than Monolith. And yeah, let's go Mulligan. I'm not super wild about that. Yes, I love this. That is beautiful. I'm glad we mulliganed on that one. Yeah, let's go and put Temple of Silence on top of our libraries. Get Chromium pop back up. There we go. Let's go and lead off with Fetid Pools. Yeah, we'll lead off with Fetid Pools, have that come into play tapped, and then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing against Elesh Norn, so you too. Best of luck. There we go. Get that closed out and let our opponent do their thing. We're playing Chromium, the Mutable. Flash. This spell can't be countered. Flying. Discard a card. Until end of turn, Chromium becomes a human with base power toughness 1/1. Loses all ability. Gains hexproof. And can't be blocked this turn. Yeah, I'd like to get down Baleful Strix. So let's go and shock in Hollowed Fountain. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go shock in Hollowed Fountain. Let's go and go for Baleful Strix. I want to get that card draw going. And we'll still go and leave Baleful Strix on the battlefield, simply just to kind of keep up our artifact count to go for Tezzeret activation. All right, into the battlefield, draw a card. Then draw into Swords to Plowshare, and let's go and pass the turn back over to our opponent. We're playing against Elesh Norn. Vigilance, other creatures you control get +2/+2, then creatures your opponents control get -2/-2. So, if you haven't seen Chromium before, what are we doing? This is basically just Esper Tezzeret. It's kind of like my Mindcrank deck, except that you can't run Thopter Foundry in Mindcrank because it has that hybrid mana. And so what we're doing right now is basically just running all the artifact combos that sound like a lot of fun. Do we want to go for Tezzeret to get that Thopter going? I think that'll really help us out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and go for... Either way, we're going to have to shock. Yeah, let's go and shock in Godless Shrine. Let's go and pay 2 life on this one. Let's go and get down Mana Crypt. And that'll put us online for Tezzeret. So let's go and double blue, and then 1, 2, 3 off Mana Crypt. And we'll go for that +1, and that'll put us at 3 artifacts where we can really get that card draw going. Now, the only downside to us with getting these Thopters with the Souls Attendant on the battlefield is they will be getting some pretty good life gain off of this, but we can make it work. So we'll just go and pass the turn to our opponent. Kick it over there. Now, with Tezzeret on the battlefield, we are looking at a 0 activation. Draw a card. If you control 3 or more artifacts, draw 2 cards instead. So what we can do at this point right now is basically just kind of protect Tezzeret until our opponent gets something on the battlefield that matters, and we'll start to go for that 0 activation and really kind of start drawing out from there. As far as us going for a win condition, we do need to find one of our combo pieces. So we're looking at Mindcrank, Thopter Foundry. Another option that we do have that's a lot of fun is Paradox Engine, and Paradox Engine, and then Chaos Wand, which is, yeah, it's good. All right, let's go and choose Tails on this one. 1 the flip. We're going to be 1 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and we draw into Waste. Let's go and go for the 0 ability off of Tezzeret. All right, Sphinx Revelation and Ancient Tomb. Oh, that is good. Just to keep our opponent away from any sort of fast mana for Elesh Norn, let's go and go for Swords of Plowshare on Soul's Attendant. Yeah, I like doing that. We can see them go for the Ashnod's Altar activation if they want to, but we'll go and get rid of that. Let's go and get down Temple of Silence to get that scry going. And let's go and put Temple of Deceit. Yeah, we got more than enough lands. Let's go and put that on the bottom for right now. Let's go and swing across for 2 on our opponent with Baleful Strix and Thopter, and knock our opponent down to 30. So, thankfully, our opponent is only stuck at 3 lands right now. They do not have the option to go for Ashnod's Altar to sacrifice and get out Elesh Norn. We want to try to keep her off the battlefield as much as possible. Choose an opponent, you and that player create 3 spirit tokens. Okay, yeah, so we'll end up with the, I think that's correct, yeah, we'll both end up with a few spirit tokens and put us back up at 36. Now that does put them online for Ashnod's Altar, getting that extra mana going, so we'll see if we can't draw into something that'll prevent Elesh Norn from getting on the battlefield, because I don't think that's going to be too good for us. Opponent's going to get down the Immortal Sun. Okay, now that basically kind of puts us on the Sphinx Revelation game plan at this point right now, but thankfully they didn't tap out for Elesh Norn, and we can still get some good stuff going. All right, let's go choose Tails on this one. We got a little bit of use out of Tezzeret, so it's a little bit of a bummer. I think we're 1 for 2 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and we draw into our very own Arch. That's going to be, if we get that down, that's going to be Sphinx Revelation for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excuse me, it's going to be 5 total mana. Let's go and swing across with our tokens. That's going to knock our opponent down to 31. And at this point, yeah, let's go and get down to Ancient Tomb. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I don't mind going for Sphinx Revelation for 5. What we can do is we can Sphinx for 5, or if we want to, we can actually tap down on Chromium since it does have Flash. That'll allow us to kind of hopefully find some sort of answer for the Immortal Sun, because we don't really want to give our opponent any extra card draw if possible, so we'd like to at least kind of keep the card draw a little bit more one-sided on our side. Or if we want to, we can actually just flash in Chromium and then go for a little bit better Sphinx Revelation next turn, go too. So we'll see what we're going to do, though. Let's see what our opponent gets down. Okay, opponent's going to go for Angel of Invention, Flying Vigilance, Lifelink, then Fabricate 2. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. So that we'll see if they end up going. More than likely, we'll see those tokens get onto the battlefield. That way they can really take advantage of Elesh Norn. And that'll actually be pretty good because the Immortal Sun's going to give their creatures +1/+1 too. So that'll be pretty good. I think I feel a little bit better going for Sphinx Revelation at this point right now than I do going for Chromium. So let's go and do that. That's going to be Sphinx Revelation. Alright, so we're going to go Sphinx Revelation for 5. It's going to put us back up to 31, and we'll be able to draw 5 cards. Alright, not exactly what we wanted to see. Oh, Supreme Verdict, actually that does work out pretty well. Everything else is a bunch of lands though, so what we'll probably end up doing is going for Supreme Verdict. That'll at least kind of clear the board up and make it to where they don't really have a super strong army on their side of the battlefield. Then one with Machine. So for Supreme Verdict, we're looking at 4 total mana. One with Machine, we can get the land drop down. That'll give us 2 card draw off of that. Yeah, let's do it like this. So we don't really want to swing in past that Angel of Invention, but we can still go and swing in with the whole crew to get in a little bit of extra damage. Because if we end up, yeah, let's do this. Let's swing in with the Thopter token and the 4 spirits, the 3 spirits, and then we'll go for Supreme Verdict and then one with Machine on the back end. There we go. Got 4 coming across on our opponent. And then let's go for 1 with Machine. And it'll be 1/2 off Mana Crypt, and then 2 off Ancient Tomb. So we'll draw 2 off Baleful Strix, Chain Veil, and then actually Chain Veil's not exactly what we want. Let's go and tap down for Supreme Verdict. Actually, it's gonna, if we get down Arch, that'll definitely give us the City's Blessing. Yeah, so that'll give us the City's Blessing, and then let's go and tap down for Supreme Verdict now. Okay, then anything else? No. We're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're still going to go to hold on to the Chain Veil, even though our opponent does have the Immortal Sun out there, simply because you can see how many lands we have on the battlefield. It's a lot of lands. Let's go ahead and get rid of a Prairie Stream at this point because we're okay on blue-white mana, and then we'll kind of start making our land drops from there. But as far as what we can get going, the Immortal Sun does have Tezzeret on lockdown at this point right now. If we can somehow find some sort of answer for it, we can at least get down the Chain Veil and start going for a few extra activations. We do have Arch on the battlefield too, so we do have a little bit of extra mana. We can kind of start drawing a few more cards off of that, and then hopefully we can, you know, worst case scenario, we get down Chromium as a 7/7 beat stick, and we can start pushing past our opponent, especially with Elesh Norn just sitting at a 4/7. Now, if they do get down to Elesh Norn, we are looking at -2/-2 for Chromium, but it's only a 5/5 body, so that kind of puts the clock just a little bit. Ooh, opponent's going to get down Gauntlet of Power. Okay, it's definitely going to be an interesting match. I'm liking this. So every single white creature is going to be just monstrous on this one. Okay, so basically we need to really start ripping into some sort of board wipe. Okay, our opponent does end up getting down Elesh Norn, so we've got, it's going to be a pretty good chunk of damage. We'll get that added up here in a second. Let's go and choose Tails on this one. Lost the flip on our Mana Crypt trigger, and then we draw into Arcane Denial. Let's go and go for a Temple of Enlightenment, get the Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever, the Vampiric Tutor. Yeah, we do need that on top, but let's see if we can make this work. So we're looking at 10. We're looking at basically about 23 points of damage. We can still go for the board wipe. Vampiric Tutor allows us to grab anything out of our library. Yeah, let's go and leave that on top, because we can definitely use that. We can also use Arch to draw into that, and then hopefully still cast it too in the same turn, and kind of leave up Arcane Denial. So let's do that. Let's just go and pass the turn to our opponent. Unfortunately, we can't really get down Chromium at this point right now, but what we can do is we go for this Arch activation. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and thankfully our opponent did get down to Urborg. So if we want to, we can get down to Urborg. I mean, not get down to Urborg. We can actually tap down Ancient Tomb without having to worry about any sort of damage from our opponent. We're going to get additional card draw off the Immortal Sun, But yeah, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that still puts us online going for Vampiric Tutor and Arcane Denial. So we'll see what our opponent's going to get out there. Opponent's going to activate and draw a card. Okay. And then let's see how they want to swing in on this one. Okay, got the whole crew swinging across. It's going to knock us down to 8, and then we'll still probably go for this Arch activation. Let's see if they have anything else over there. Okay, they do not. Let's go and go for Arch. Yeah, because we need to draw this. So we'll go and go for Arch, draw a card. It's going to be 1, 2. And let's go and go for Vampiric Tutor. Let's go and get this popped out. I think at this point right now, our best bet is to go for Damnation. Yep, let's go and grab Damnation. That's going to go on top. We're going to lose 2 life. That does put us down to 6. Going to be 3 damage. Just going to choose Tails on this one. Loss of... Oh, puts us down to 3. Let's go and go for Damnation. That's going to be double black and 2 off Mana Crypt. Yeah, this is not looking so good. We'll go for Damnation. Destroy all creatures. Let's go and get down Tundra. That's going to put us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we still actually can't go for that. Anything else, let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. So we can still at least kind of block something with Arcane Denial. We need to get some major life gain going. But I think, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to take it, get any sort of life gain going simply because I think one of our main life gain sources is Sphinx Revelation. Now, if we do somehow get the Thopter Foundry combo going, we can definitely go for that. Oh, let's go for Arcane Denial on that one. That is not good for us. We're going to go for Arcane Denial. But this has been a pretty good match. I'm really enjoying it so far. Okay, we're going to take care of the White Sun Zenith. That's going to get rid of those cat tokens so we don't just completely fold to that. And then they'll still get 2 card draw, unfortunately, but thankfully those cards will not have haste. And then we'll see what we can draw into. We still need to do something with that Mana Crypt trigger because that will be 3 damage being dealt to us. And we draw into another swamp. Okay, that's not exactly what the doctor ordered. And yeah, we basically need to get either Mindcrank and Deathmetal Guildmage and somehow get a card going, but it's going to be pretty rough on this one. But we'll see how our opponent decides to roll this turn. Okay, opponent's going to go for Wasteland activation off Hollowed Fountain. Yeah, we're going to have blue mana in response to that, but we'll still go ahead and take care of that land. We're going to see Soul Ring hit the battlefield. Ooh, and then Avacyn, which is not exactly what we want to see. So everything's indestructible, which is really going to mess with us doing anything. We'll see what we draw into, but either way, we're going to be dead to Mana Crypt trigger, and we still have an Arch activation to go for. But if you're keeping score at home, doesn't look too good. All right, let's see. Let's choose Tails on this one. On the flip. All right, there we go. This is where it starts. Then we draw into the delay, which is not going to do much. Let's go for an Arch activation. I guess we don't necessarily need to tap down on Ancient Tomb. Let's be 1, 2, 3. Actually, we'll just we'll leave up colored mana. I mean, because it's not gonna. If we go down to 1, it's not really gonna matter. Either way, we're looking at damage being dealt to us, and we'll tap down for 1 more. Then we draw into Toxic Deluge, which is definitely an answer for Avacyn, but there's not much that we can do on that. So we get down Swamp, we go for Toxic for 0 life, and then we'll go and pay 1 life on this one. Pay 1 life, knock down Avacyn down to 1, but we go to 0 before that's going to take it. So good game to our opponent. They're going to be able to get it on this one. You can definitely see where Elesh Norn getting down a ton of this fast stuff like Ashnod's Altar, the Immortal Sun, getting that reduced cost and getting down something like Gauntlet of Power really turns this deck on. And then Avacyn is just absolute powerhouse. It's always hard to deal with her. Giving everything indestructible and then giving the entire board indestructible. We got off to a really good start, but unfortunately we weren't able to really get anything sort of meaningful going. Off the Sphinx Revelation, we did get some good card draw. We found an answer for some of their board stuff like Supreme Verdict, but outside of that, it was just really hard for us to play catch up, and our opponent did get it on this one. So, good game to our opponent, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.